Good morning, it's Zach. I am irresponsibly long live again. There are a couple more things I wanted to make sure to cover today. I do have some for entertainment purposes only, never financial advice. My calls on what might happen with a few NFTs, and of course, most of these are things that I own, and for good reason. I'm holding them because I believe in them, and I'll tell you why. So first, I want to follow up on our coverage of the Zen Academy Genesis NFTs. Zeneca has two Genesis NFTs. He has a larger group of about 7,800 and a smaller group of 333. It gives you some access to Zeneca, his calls, the community of builders and developers around him, and to just incredible amounts of alpha. And as the NFT industry continues to boom, it only makes sense that NFT memberships for alpha will go up in value because there's so much out there. It's really hard to sift all the information. It's hard to do all your own research. It's hard to know who to trust. And so being able to get information from a trusted source to know that it's something in the direction that you might be interested in is really, really helpful, since most of us also have other jobs and other things to do too. So first things first, this is the larger community membership, and we were telling you about it when it was 0.17, 0.18, 0.2, and in fact, Renan was looking at it back when it minted at 0.04. I still think this is a buy, a strong buy. ETH is starting to move. NFTs continue to be very positive, lots of action in the right NFTs. And so getting this alpha information is valuable and is going to continue to appreciate. So, I just look and just look at the results, and it's just continuing to pump slowly but surely. I own 5. As always, is one of those things you wish you swept more when you had the chance. But look at the price escalation. It's going to be 0.35 really soon. We sweep the floor. We're going to be, get the floor 5, maybe we're up at 0.33. So just keep in mind, it's slowly but surely. This isn't something I'm saying buy to sell tomorrow. Don't count on it. Now, you might be able to sell it in a week for double your money, and that's always good. If you can get into an NFT on the beginning of a pump, and you can follow the pump and you can sell it, I think you've done great. Why? Because now you have cash. Now you can go and buy something else that's a great value. And right now, Ethereum will likely go up more than down over the next couple of months. So if you do flip an NFT and you're sitting in Ethereum, I don't think Ethereum is a bad place to be right now. It certainly could go lower if Bit goes lower. But I really have to support Bitcoin and Ethereum and say, getting below these $30,000 and $2,000 floors just seems unlikely for any extended period of time. NFTs get put on fire sale. People are going to be buying up ETH and buying up cheap NFTs and just riding the next wave and laughing all the way to the bank. So I don't buy into to everybody being so scared of some kind of crypto winter. Looking at the other Zen Academy, this now mints for 3.33. You can still apply to get one. If you're a builder, you can go to Zeneca's website and apply to be in the 333. There's only 206, and you'll see he is allowing people to mint every day, 2 hours, 5 hours, 9, 10, 11 ago. So people are minting these. They're going to get harder to buy because you won't be able to buy a new one from Zeneca. You'll have to buy one on the resale market. And if you want access to his calendar, this is a way you can do it for, it's a lot of money, but if you can get in through the membership at 3.33, I think you're doing great. Or I think if you want to make a modest play on these Genesis 7777s, I think it's a reasonable bet, and one that you'll likely get your money back within a period of months. Again, as long as you're not trying to time it, you don't need your money for taxes. You don't need it next month. I think you're making a relatively lower risk, higher likelihood of return option here. I want to look at a couple other things. And again, I did mint 3 Rabbitars, and they're below the minting price. So, right now we're Let's look at our buy it nows. I think there were about 1,500 for sale the last time I checked. Yep, 1,513. So still quite a bit of availability. 0.188, which brings us in at $523. Now they minted for around 800. So this is an opportunity where you can get a brand name Genesis NFT under mint, under the original cost. Okay. They will not be here forever unless Playboy goes out of business. Who thinks Playboy is going to go out of business? I don't. What is the reason this would stay low forever? If they did absolutely nothing with the project and made it worthless, right? That's not the plan. They're doing stuff. They've already dropped NFTs for Decentraland. They're talking about future generations of NFTs, customizations to the Rabbitars. Who knows what they're going to do? As long as they're developing and creating demand and building their community and giving their community special access, the value is going to go up. I see this as a pretty safe play. And as you know from prior vids, I'm a fan of NFTs in the sub 0.3 range, especially for a new buyer as well. I don't recommend jumping in and buying $10,000 or $15,000 NFTs or $25,000 NFTs. It's just too much money and too much risk. You want to make sure you minimize your risk. How do you minimize your risk? Well, number one, don't buy a pump. You're not buying a pump here. Look at the activity. It's consolidating, right? Look at this. You get these days, there's no volume. There is no volume. As soon as the inventory dwindles, which it's got 1,500 left, that's quite a few. It's not like projects where there's 300 to 500 and it's really starting to get down there and get more scarce and it's going to hit a pump. I don't know when this is going to pump. It could pump based on news from Playboy. It could pump based on something in the overall market. What I do know is that it's super cheap. How much cheaper is it realistically going to get, or how much cheaper could it be? Look at the history, not much. You're getting in on the floor. Keep that in mind. When you're buying it cheap, your risk is down. Another interesting one, I own this too, and I also minted it. And now you're learning something. Maybe I shouldn't mint, Zach, because when you mint, you pay full price before the first pump, then it pumps, then it consolidates, then it's cheaper, then you get a chance to buy great projects for an off price, and then once they are accumulated, they pump again. And if you look at the Snoop NFT, we're seeing the same kind of thing. This minted for like $3,500. I mean, it depends when you bought it, of course, as to how much sand was worth, but sand was worth quite a bit. And when this minted, it was worth even more. I paid over $3,000. And I think that was a good buy, but you'll notice there's 5,000 total and only 654 owners, only 100 and change have changed hands. The price hasn't been pushed down too much more. It's also not gone up a lot. So again, do I think it's going to go down much more? Probably not. I know who would sell something they spent for Snoop Dogg for $3,500 for $2,000. I don't know. I guess this guy, but how many more people are willing to do that? I just don't think it's going to be that many. And when I look at the list of stuff that's for sale, I mean, you can see it goes up pretty quick. And all of a sudden, once you get to 1 ETH, it's 1.5 ETH and on to the moon from there. There's just not that many available. And once they get a bit more scarce, yes, some of these owners will dump more out on the market. But again, it'll be too late. It'll be when there is utility for this NFT, and then the ship has sailed. One other thing I want to talk about, and I got to give credit to Elio Trades. He perked my interest on curio cards way back in August of last year, which at this point seems like forever ago, but I got to show you curio cards, one of the first art NFTs on Ethereum back to May 2017. And that's why they're so interesting. I think they're undervalued. That's it for me for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn the bell on, leave us comments. Everyone helps. Appreciate it a ton. And look forward to reporting back on these projects as they move as expected. Good luck.